Hey guys, welcome to episode 3 of Gabbing with Gabby. So recently I was asked what I did for a living by a young lady, I guess because of what I was looking like that day or whatever the situation is. But she asked me, what I did for a living, and I told her, I'm a real estate agent, and she was like, well, I want to be a real estate agent so bad, but I can't do this and I can't do that. And well, what did you do before real estate? Wow. When I think about really what did I do before real estate, when she asked me that question, was like, really, what did I do? And I thought, okay, I knew what my job was prior, right before I quit real estate. I mean, before I went into real estate, I was a claims adjuster for State Farm. I had my claims adjuster license in 9 different states. I only worked 4 days a week. It wasn't like a big, the cubicle like this. It was very open. We were able to wear whatever we wanted to. It was one of the most paying jobs that I ever had, but I was not happy. I was not happy. And when I look back and think about the previous jobs that I had before, I wasn't happy with those either. And when I was listening to her saying the excuses about why she hadn't done it or why she can't do it, I just thought about like, wow, how many other people are in a position where they have these talents and they have these things that they want to fulfill, but they feel like the timing is not right. I've been listening to a lot of motivational speeches and things like that. And I don't know if you all are familiar with Les Brown, but Les Brown made a very, very good statement. He said that the graveyard has the most talent. He said that's where the most talented people are, because these are people who had talents, but they never fulfilled them while they were alive. So now here it is, they're deceased, and they took all of those talents and all of the things that they wanted to do with them to the grave. And I know it's a lot of people that feel like that, because I run into people every day complaining about their jobs, complaining about their situations. And we really do live in America, and we do have options. And people don't want to do what it takes. They don't want to take the time to learn different things. They don't want to take the money to spend on different things. So you look up and you're like 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, and you're still in that place and you're still complaining. And when I decided to quit my job as a full-time claims adjuster for State Farm, that was the most scariest time of my entire life. My husband, thank God, was in a position where he can take over all of our household bills. I had a little money in reserve, but that was literally like just a few months. And I took my test a couple of times. I did not pass my real estate test the first time. I did have to take it a few times before I passed it. But the thing about it, no one tells you that when you're taking this real estate test, that now once you pass this test and you get into the real life, how hard it is to find clients. And I didn't expect it to be the way it was. I thank God now that it's, picked up. And the most importantly, I thank God that I stayed the course. Even though times when it got hard for me, when I was doubting myself, when I was like, did I make the right decision? It was a point where I was even looking for full-time jobs, part-time jobs, anything. But I was then again feeling like, okay, I will just go to God. And I'm like, I don't want to take my focus off of real estate, because the moment that I get into this part-time job or this full-time job, that's then going to become my focus. I'm then going to kind of put real estate to the back burner, because now it's like, oh, I got to be to work at 8 o'clock in the morning. Oh, I don't get off to 6 o'clock in the evening. So then that would have limited me to the time that I can dedicate to something that I knew that I would really, really love. So I say this to tell you all, please, if it's something that you really, really want to do it. We don't get do-overs. We can't come back and be like, oh, I'm gonna do it over again when I come back in the second life. There is no second life. So just do it. And along this journey has taught me so much, not only about people, because I've always had a job in customer service. Don't get me wrong. All of my jobs were customer service based, but it's taught me a lot about how people are. But the bigger thing is that it taught me so much about myself. It taught me that I had stamina. It taught me that you can focus. I've never taken like a state test. So for me to do something like that was like a big deal. And again, I did not pass that test on the first try. But it was something in me that was like, you're gonna do this. I didn't have anything to prove to anyone or anything like that but myself. And I was not going to allow this opportunity to pass me up again like it did before. When I took a real estate course a couple of years ago, it was like I wasn't focused. I was not focused. I was working a full-time job then, and I knew, just like I was saying about getting a part-time or full-time job after I got my license, I knew then that I wasn't focused. So why put myself in a position where I knew that if I get back into that same situation, 9 times out of 10 it's going to happen again, because I'm not focused on the longevity. I was more so focused on the money, getting the money, instead of saying, okay, this is a career. And this is a career that's going to allow you to have everything that you could possibly want. I wanted freedom. I didn't want anybody to tell me how much money I can make. I did not want to sit in a cubicle and listen to everybody else complain about their jobs and complain about what it is they can't do because their paycheck isn't enough. They can't find daycare. I'm tired of I just didn't want to hear all of that anymore. I wanted to be surrounded by like-minded people who were motivated, self-motivated. Because being in real estate, you have to be self-motivated. I wanted to be around people who were go-getters. I wanted to be around people who loved what they did. And most importantly, I wanted to be around people who understood the value within themselves. That they knew, because anybody in real estate, it was no easy course unless, you have those people who are like 2nd and 3rd generation realtors where their parents or grandparents handed down business to them. But when you meet a lot of people in this business, that's not the case. Get out here and do something that you love. Take the time, if it's just 30 minutes a day that you can start with, get out here and do something that you love. Put passion behind it. And I promise you, the money will come, but you gotta stay the course and you gotta go through it when it's the hardest. That's the time. That's the time to buckle down. So get out here, do something you love, and stay the course. So until next time, I'll see you all again on episode 4 of Gabbing with Gabby.